It's that dreaded question. You've nailed every part of your interview and then they ask you, hey, what are your weaknesses? That question that can make even the most well-prepared candidates pause. Well, don't worry, because today I'm going to walk you through exactly how to answer this question in a way that shows confidence, self-awareness, and your commitment to growth. So first things first, why do interviewers even ask this question? It's not because they're hoping you'll disqualify yourself, it's because they want to see how self-aware you are, how you handle criticism, and most importantly, how you grow from challenges. So instead of seeing this as a trap or a trick question, I want you to see it as an opportunity to showcase emotional intelligence, because it's all about how you frame your answer. So why you shouldn't give a fake weakness. Let's talk about that first. Because this is a common mistake. Don't try to give a fake weakness. You know the ones I'm talking about, saying something like, hey, I'm a perfectionist, or I work too hard. These answers are way too polished, and hiring managers have heard them 1,000 times. So what these answers really say is that you're not being honest, or worse, that you lack the self-awareness to reflect on your actual areas for growth. That's not what you want. Instead, you want to show that you're comfortable enough with yourself to admit there are things you can improve on and that you're working on them. But how do you do this without coming across as unqualified? Choosing the right weakness to share. The key here is to pick a weakness that doesn't directly contradict the core skills required for the job. So think of your skill set as a toolbox. You want to focus on one of the less used tools, not the essential ones. For example, if you're applying for a leadership role, don't say that you struggle with delegation. That's an essential critical skill. But maybe you can talk about how you're working to get better at giving feedback. So before the interview, take a good look at the job descriptions and think, hey, what are the most must-have skills? What are the nice-to-haves? Your weaknesses should fall into that second category, something that's not critical to the role, but still relevant enough to show that you're growing. Now let's talk about structuring your answer. When we're talking about structuring your answer, number one, we need to identify the weakness. Number two, show your self-awareness. And then number three, explain what you're doing to improve upon it. Now, let's break down how to construct your answer. You want to follow a 3-step framework that's simple but powerful. So step one, identify the weakness. This is where you name the weakness up front, clearly and confidently. But remember, keep it specific. Instead of saying, I'm bad at time management, you might say, hey, I realize that sometimes, struggle to prioritize when multiple projects are competing for my attention. I've noticed that when I'm juggling multiple projects, I can sometimes get too caught up in the details, which impacts how I prioritize time. Step two, show your self-awareness. You want to demonstrate that you understand how this weakness affects your performance. This shows emotional intelligence. You could say something like, hey, I found that this sometimes slows down my ability to make quick decisions in fast-paced environments. This has, on occasion, caused me to take longer on projects than I'd like, especially when working under tight deadlines. Step three, explain what you're doing to improve upon it now. This is where you turn your weakness into a strength in progress. You need to show that you're proactive and committed to growth. So here's where you might say, hey, I've been working on this by adopting project management tools that help me prioritize more effectively. So something like, I've been tackling this by using time blocking techniques and project management software to help me prioritize more effectively. It's something I'm improving, and I've already seen a noticeable difference in my efficiency. Now, the most important part, delivering your answer with confidence. When you deliver your answer, tone is everything, and your body language. You don't want to sound overly apologetic or like you're uncertain. Instead, speak with confidence as if you're talking about something you're fully aware of and working on. Remember, the interviewer isn't trying to judge you harshly. They're assessing how you handle self-reflection and growth. And maintaining that good posture, that good eye contact, and giving a steady, calm delivery is vital. You want to sound thoughtful, not defensive or overly casual. And you have to avoid these common mistakes. So let's quickly talk about a few things to avoid when you're answering these types of questions. Number one, don't dodge the question. Saying you have no weaknesses makes you seem evasive. Number two, don't overshare. You don't want to deep dive into something deeply personal or something that could derail your chances. Number three, don't blame others. Focus on what you are doing to improve, not on external factors. You need to turn these weaknesses into strengths. So there you have it. The next time you're asked, what are your weaknesses? In any interview, you'll be ready to answer with confidence, self-awareness, and a clear plan for improvement. But just remember, it's not about being perfect. It's about showing that you're always learning and growing. As always, for more tips on interviews, leadership, career growth, don't forget to smash that subscribe button below. And if you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more insights on interviews, career development, leadership, and more. Good luck on your next interview.